Hey, goodness me. Another day has gone by, and today Michelle um, finds herself with just one full day left before I go in for my surgery, for weight loss surgery. Wow, it's been an interesting time. Lots of research has been going on, lots of video watching. Yeah, seriously, I mean, everything I've gone into in such detail. And following up from my pre-op last week, it was really interesting to hear how gratified the nursing staff were and the dietitians were because I had done so much. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to quickly put my phone on do not disturb because I think that helps here on the iPad as well. Yes, the laptop, it does. So my Mac is very clever, isn't it? Anyway, today's topic is all about the liver reducing diet side effects. We have on a previous video already looked into uh, the liver reducing diet, why you do it, what it's for, all of that sort of stuff. But today is more about after I've been through it for all these weeks, how has it actually affected me? Now, I've been on it for I think it's 6 weeks, because when my surgery was booked, I was hoping to get a cancellation and then I could be jumped up the queue, but I couldn't have done that if I hadn't been on the liver reducing diet already. And because I've already done such ultra low calorie diets in the past, and not the distant past, and for 2, 3 years, it wasn't going to be that much of an effort for me to do it for a few more weeks than I needed to. Anyway, better liver conditions. I'm sure the doctor is going to come out of the surgery and say, wow, I've never seen such a lovely small liver in my life. Anyway, maybe not. I don't know. So I wanted to chat to you today about that. One of the things that's really high on my list is the fact that you have a lot of protein. You don't have to. There's some people say no, you don't. Some people say yes, you do. The majority say yes, you do, to be fair. For your body to heal, you need a lot of protein. Another one of the reasons why bodybuilders eat a low high protein diet, because it heals muscle tissue. And what you don't want is for your when you're losing so much weight so quickly, for your muscle to deteriorate as well. So a higher protein diet is definitely something that is high on all of the dietitians' list of requirements. The problem with a high protein diet, unless you can also combine that with a very high fiber diet, is that you get constipation. Such a glamorous subject, I know, but needs to be spoken about, because this is something that I will probably have to look into for my future, because I will have to be on a higher protein diet forever. And how do you deal with it? There are medications, I'm sure, and these are things that you would definitely speak to your surgeon about, and your dietitians and people on your medical team. And me being conscious always of eating healthily and eating healthier foods, I didn't want to just take a supplement for it. Instead, I have been eating chia seeds or psyllium husk, both of which are very high in fiber. The chia seeds mostly I'll put into food, and occasionally I will drink it with water. So you put it in water, the same as the psyllium husk, glass of water, a tablespoon of psyllium husk or chia seeds, mix it up and then drink it, and then drink it with another glass of water as well. Not a big fan of drinking chia seeds, because they get a little gooey outside, like a gummy outside on them. and they go gloopy. I don't know if anybody has ever had like a chia seed dessert, but they literally are like miniature tadpole eggs, I would say. Sorry if that's putting you right off having it. But yeah, if you leave them for a long time, but I don't. I stir mine up and I drink it straight away. So it's not so bad, okay? It's not so bad. Psyllium I do the same with, but that I generally only have with water at night if I need it. I don't take both for long periods of time. I simply have chia seeds most of the time. And if I didn't have enough chia seeds or I don't have any in my diet for that day, I'll have psyllium at night when I brush my teeth. Before I brush my teeth, these things get in your teeth constantly, especially the chia seeds. So that's how I've dealt with mine. And one thing for me was to be absolutely sure that going into the surgery, I didn't have my system backed up in any way. I just want everything to be as good as it can be for when my surgery goes ahead. And therefore, hopefully, my recovery will also benefit from all of that work I've done. Number 2, dizziness. Now, this is an interesting one because for 4 weeks, I haven't been dizzy. It's only in the last 2 weeks that I've had dizzy spells. And to be fair, I notice it straight away when I get up in the morning because the minute I lift my head or move my head quickly, it's looking up and looking down that is the issue for me. And if I have a dizzy spell, I'll know straight away that I'm going to have a dizzy day. And yeah, dizzy day. And what I do is I'm just ultra careful. When I'm sitting in my wheelchair, if I lean forward, I am super careful to hold on to the wheelchair because I was packing a box the other day when I had a dizzy spell. Luckily, my one hand was on the floor and the other hand was on a crate, and I tumbled in my imagination very gracefully to the floor and onto my bottom. I'm glad the flies couldn't recall the situation for my husband. He would have been furious and then he would have probably laughed. So that's what I do. And that's something hopefully will go once I start back onto a normal diet again. I'm not sure whether I'll have that in the first few weeks when I'm only on a liquid diet. But dizziness, definitely for me, is one of the things to look out for. Okay, tick. Number 3. Now, this is an obvious one. Hunger. You know, it's not a big deal for me, hunger, because as I said previously, I'm not a big foodie and I don't, um, as long as food comes when I'm hungry and I'll just eat it, I'm not like, ooh, I'd love to go to this restaurant and have. No, it's just not me at all. Don't give me fancy food and don't give me tiny little portions with a jus on the outside. It's just is not, I'm not interested at all. I love food because it tastes nice and it's been made with love, and I'll eat whatever's put in front of me most of the time. So hunger could be a real, real problem for some people if you're very obese and if you've always eaten very large portions. I can imagine a 900 calorie diet. It must be excruciating. Hopefully, your head is in the right place. You're looking forward to your surgery, and all of that trumps the hunger, and you just deal with that really carefully. The thing is to be aware that you may get hungry and have things in place that help overcome that. And I must say, the only things that I've missed occasionally is when I've had a lot of sweet stuff. So, for example, in the morning, if I've had yogurt and then I've had a shake or a smoothie, I really crave something salty. I'll go to the kitchen and make myself a mug of Bovril and hot water. That's it. And I'm more than happy after that. And conversely, it's the other way around as well. If I've had a lot of savory and I really feel like something sweet, I'll go and get myself an ice lolly low calorie or no sugar ones as well. That's how I've dealt with my hunger. But yes, everybody is going to be different, and everybody, because everybody's diet is different going into the surgery, I, hope that this doesn't become a stumbling block for you, because after all we've been through, after all the pain and heartache of trying to get surgery sorted, whether that's on the NHS or not, especially on the NHS, it's such a long trial that you do not want to fall down on this in week 2, because 2 weeks before your surgery, that would be disastrous to be sent home because your liver hasn't shrunk enough. So please, please, have things in place to save yourself from these situations. One of the other things now I've put down as my number 4 thing here, not in any particular order again, food boredom. Um, I really think that if you haven't got imaginative food, or you're not an imaginative cook, or don't have somebody like my hubby who's wonderful with preparing such amazingly varied meals, I don't suffer from food boredom, unless it's me. I will pick a particular yogurt, for example, and I will eat that for months. And then suddenly I'm like, I'm done with that now. No more. And I'll move on to muesli or porridge or something. And that's kind of how I am. I'll just eat the same thing over and over again. And then I say, I've had enough of that, and move on. So you don't want to get into a situation where you're bored with what you've eaten. Whether that means you have to buy in meals. So I don't know. There are places out there where you can order food prepackaged, not pre-made. You still have to make it, but it comes with all of the food you need for the ingredients you need to prep a meal. Hopefully you can find some out there that are ultra low calorie, and that might help you. Equally, go to the shops, find instant dinners that are ultra low calorie, and put those in your freezer. I think it's just be prepared, do the research, find what you like, find things that you wouldn't normally think about eating, and just help yourself to get through these 2 weeks. And that's something that's so important. Don't get stuck on one thing all the time. And this is one of the reasons I discounted the milk liver reducing diet. It was an option, but seriously, eating or drinking 3 pints of milk a day and 2 yogurts, no chance. There was no way I could have done that, because if I have certain shakes, milkshakes, like the protein shakes or whatever. If I have one of those, I can't bear to have another one the same day. So I can't imagine having milk all day. If you love milk, maybe it's your cup of tea, so to speak. But no, not for me. So don't get bored. Just go and be prepared before you start your liver reducing diet. Now, this one is my final one for today. Probably there are more, but I just haven't thought of them. These are the ones that I know I've come across. For me, is guilt. Seriously, a side effect is guilt. Why? Because everything I track is on here. Every single morsel and drink that I put past my lips is recorded on my app. Lo and behold, 3 days ago, I went over by about, it was under 100 calories. So it was still under 1,000 calories. I was so guilt-ridden. Honestly, I kept reviewing the list of food I'd eaten that day to figure out how on earth I could have landed up in this situation. But it just goes to show that, we can be guilty of making ourselves guilty for what we eat, what we put past our lips. The thing is, I'm not in control of everything I eat, because hubby makes the dinners and he is absolutely brilliant. But without thinking, sometimes we'll put 2 tins of beans into a meal, and suddenly you've gone over your calories because there's other things in there that also have calorific value. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the word. And so just be aware you may have those moments, but one day going slightly over your 8 or 900 calories, I doubt the doctor's going to come back and say to me, I can tell you went over 50 calories on Wednesday last week. So that's me anyway. So that's just a little list of what's on my side effects. I have no doubt there are many more because everybody who does this is different. Their health is different. Their pre existing conditions are different. Their comorbidities are different. And for each person out there, I reckon there are probably hundreds of side effects. Some we don't even think about. But yes, there are. While I'm thinking about that, actually, under the guilt one, do you know, I actually felt guilty the other day for losing so much weight. So since I've been on the diet, I've lost 9 kilograms. I don't know, 9, 18. It's about 22 pounds. That's a lot of weight to lose. And it really made me feel guilty momentarily that I'd lost the weight. And I thought, why would I need surgery if I can lose weight like this? And then I kicked myself and reminded myself that the dietitian, the nurse, and the doctor had all reiterated to me that the liver reducing diet is not about losing weight. It's about shrinking your liver, and it's not sustainable. And that's the thing I want to remind everybody of. It is not a sustainable way of living and eating for the future. So, like me, if you have guilt on these silly things, please just remember those things that the doctors, the nurses keep telling you. Why did you do the liver reducing diet? Why did you come on this journey? Nobody comes on a journey to have big surgery like this because I'm just a few pounds overweight. This has got to be something that's serious risk to your health before people will do it. So there you go. Anyway, that's me for today, folks. Have a wonderful evening. And tomorrow I am on my final day before surgery. So there you go. Happy to see you all and see you tomorrow evening. Bye bye. Take care.